it has to be said, Joe, that the seasteading model, or the cruise shipping model, is literally the best way to explain private governance to someone in existence. It really is. There's no better way to show people that, and I'm not even talking that it can work on land. I mean, like, you know, it's so easy to understand. You know, when you talk to people about private cities and all this kind of stuff, a lot of people are like, whoa, that sounds horrendous. Who's going to look, you know, how do we know they're not going to kill and maim and be dictators and all this kind of stuff? And it's like, but that model is literally by far the best way to explain it.
Yes, I abso-fucking-lutely. So it's very powerful that free private cities have flourished on the ocean, not on land.
I know. That's the one thing they can't move.
There are hundreds of them on the ocean right now.
Yes.
And, you know, people have their stereotypes about cruise ships, but the variety of what they provide. I've been on the giant Alaskan cruise ship that's as big as a city, that's better than any town I've ever been in, with more amenities than I can imagine. I've also been on the National Geographic tour for outdoorsmen, which is small, and you got to get off the boat and go on big hikes, and you got to put on a wetsuit and dive. You know, it's for hardcore outdoorsmen. At the same time, you know, in my talk today, I showed cruise ships pulling out of port one after another, and I'm saying each of those is a self-governing private city. Why aren't they shooting at each other? They're leaving from Florida. Florida seized control of the free private city of Disney World. California controls Disneyland, not Disney cruises. One Disney cruise after another is leaving from Florida. They don't provoke the immune system of the state. Disneyland does, Disney World does, Disney Cruises does not. Disney Cruises is so safe that people trust their children with a dictator. And they let their kids run around on this thing, and it's like, well, what if the kids get hurt? They're not going to get hurt. Well, but there's no regulations. Like, I have a picture I show where the water slide that the kids can take goes out over the sea and comes back in. Yeah. It looks completely unsafe. Like, what if that breaks? It's just a see-through plastic thing to scare the kids. Why don't the parents say, like, well, whose safety regulations are these? It's called market regulations. And Disney Cruises is a self-governing thing that runs their own regulations. They don't want the kids to die.